How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout. It's British Steel time with Wraith Rovers today as we take on Partick Thistle in a top of the table clash after 6 games in the Scottish Ladbrokes Championship. So just a quick recap on the challenge as a whole. We have 2 league titles out of the possible 35 leagues and cups. So this season, I would say from the way things have started so far, I'm going to be targeting 2 competitions. I want to win this, and I want to win the League Challenge Cup. Now, one of the things to say is if I do win this league and I don't win the League Challenge Cup, I am going to have to come back to the Scottish Championship at some point in the future to try and win that competition if I want to finish this challenge as a whole. But anyway, that's kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself. Things have been going pretty well here so far. If you haven't watched the highlights episode, I suggest you watch it just to catch up with how things are going. But if you have watched it or you don't want to, we'll crack on with this one. So as you can see from the player stats, Lewis Vaughan is our main man at the moment. Unfortunately, the transfer window shut without anyone putting a bid in for him. So he remains at the club, and he's actually removed his kind of unhappiness state, if you like, around wanting to leave to Dundee United, because Dundee United weren't interested anymore and didn't come in for him, which is really surprising after our first game in the league, when we had a convincing 5-1 win over Falkirk and Lewis Vaughan scored all 5 goals. So to have 12 goals by this point in the season is pretty remarkable for Lewis Vaughan. In terms of the transfers in, we did have one addition, which was shown in the highlights video. So it was TJ Iyoma, a young centre-back who was formerly at Tottenham. Can't remember if he's been out on loan. No, so he's actually played his first ever game for us and actually got sent off in it against Alloa. Got 2 yellow cards. I think he was able to play the game against Clyde in the cup. But, you know, I think there's a lot of potential for him. You can see from his physicals so far, he's actually quite quick for a centre-back, which is something that I do like, but it's pretty rare to find it. And usually when people do have those kind of physical attributes, they also are very expensive. So getting him at this point in his career is probably quite a good thing. The strength, the stamina are all improving at the moment. Positioning needs to be worked on. Determination is lower than I usually prefer, but I'm kind of making an allowance for it just for the fact that, you know, we don't have a huge number of centre-backs. If we do have injuries or suspensions, we might get into a bit of bother. And the good thing as well is his tackling is improving, marking's in double figures, so is heading. So, you know, a good player in the making, I think. He has actually, he's played in the under-20s as well. So his league game was 6.7, his cup game was 7.4, so not too bad. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses over the course of this season. So that was it in terms of the transfer window there. It wasn't. We sold Brian Templeman for a bit of money to Motherwell. I was in 2 minds about this. The fact he was 17, I thought he maybe had sort of potential, but I just decided to let him go because I needed some money in, and I thought it might help being able to refuse any bid for Vaughan. We also let Mvoto go out on loan. I can't remember how much the salary is actually getting paid for. 825 a week. So it was a full amount, which, to be honest, is probably the best I could have hoped for at the moment. His contract expires in 2 seasons' time. As I say, it's such a shame he's not English second nationality, because he is a pretty commanding centre-back. So that's it in terms of the transfers. In terms of the team as a whole, things are going pretty well, as I say. Last 5 games have really kind of shown a little bit of a kind of dip in form. Certainly Lewis Vaughan has gone down to 6.58 actually in the last 5 games. You can see how well he was playing earlier. He was sort of continuously up about the 9 mark, and then he's just fallen away. Hasn't been scoring. The team as a whole have been struggling a bit. As far as the fixtures are concerned, you can see a couple of 0-0 draws there. Hamilton was a game that, at the start of the season I would have said that was probably going to be a sort of title challenging kind of game. Queen of the South probably as well. So you'd look at it there and say, well, 0-0's not too bad. But if you look at the league table, Hamilton are a bit off the pace. So for us to draw there, I was a bit disappointed. And again, Queen of the South close to us. It would have been better to beat them and kind of get further ahead in the league. I can't complain too much for where we are. We are doing pretty well. The only problem for us today are injuries and one suspension. So Andy Rose picked up another red card. I think it was in that Alloa game as well. And he has got a 2-match suspension, so that's why he isn't playing today. But Yoma is available. But we've got Nicholas Patterson injured. Wasn't first choice, hasn't played this season, so not too bothered with that. But I've got 3 players in the advanced playmaker position who are injured. So Chris Johnson, Scott Fraser, Dale Hilson, which leaves us in a position today, if we progress to the team selection, where we have to play Hugo Logan, which is okay because he has been in and around the first team, but we're having to play Ryan Stevenson as well. Not over kind of concerned about playing someone like Stevenson. I think the other 2 are maybe going to have to carry the can a little bit more. We'll just have to see how that goes. Any more injuries there, I'm going to have to pull Lewis Vaughan back into the advanced playmaker position. And then David McGregor, the young striker, to get a chance and see how he can get on in the league. But it's the timing's not great. Partick Thistle is going to be a tough game. Luckily, it's at home. But yeah, so that's how things are. And I think I'll just get on with the game here. We're not changing anything tactic-wise. Still sticking with the favoured 4-2-3-1 narrow. The only thing I was thinking about doing was have Vaughan as a false 9 to drop in with a kind of 4, but he has been doing well in the advance forward. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah. So Jordan White hasn't played, so he gets a squad number. I did actually try to sell him in the window. No bids came in, despite there being a little bit of interest from some teams around us. There was no bids, so yeah. Financially, we're not doing great. We're 189k in the red. We are under budget for wages. We haven't spent any money, I don't think, on transfers as such. So, yeah, we just need good cup runs, I think, really, and probably to sell Vaughan, which is the disappointing thing. If he carries on scoring as he has been in the first dozen games, then, or half a dozen games really, he might be off in January. So Thistle going with the 4-2-3-1 wide. So let's see about our... I still keep forgetting to do this. We've got to do it every game. Right. Do we want some passion this time? Did we lose to them in another game? No, we didn't. I tried passion before with these guys. That sounds really dodgy. I tried a passionate team talk with them before, and it didn't really go down all that well. It seemed to kind of go over their heads. Maybe I'm just not very good at delivering those kind of team talks. So let's get this game underway. I'd really like for these kind of lower league teams to start to drum up more interest in terms of the attendances, to see full stands. Really like it when you can get the support kind of increased. It does take time, it doesn't happen in one season, so you've got to play decent football to attract people to watch it. As we get a chance here potentially, coming up in the centre here, McGrandles losing out there. Vaughan now picking up the ball, losing out again. Lindsay playing it forward, and luckily, Ioma cut that out, and we come forward yet again. McGrandles, Logan, out to Vaughan on the edge of the box, breaks to McGrandles, Logan, right-footed effort, takes a couple of knocks, and Vaughan, Predator extraordinaire, puts it into the bottom left corner. And that's a cracking start. 3 minutes on the clock, and we've got ourselves here. So let's have a look. Logan takes a shot, got blocked. Vaughan with the first time volley into the bottom corner. Nice finish. 1-0 up. Cannot complain. What I did like about that little highlight there, though, was the fact we managed to kind of keep going and pick up the loose balls and get the ball back in for another chance. As Thistle now come forward, Lawless plays it through to Aziz. Great save from Dawson there. Not sure if that had been going wide anyway, but the keeper diving down low to his right to put it out for a corner. Danger's not over yet. Edwards flips in the corner, and it's, luckily it's a foul by Chris Erskine. Whenever I hear the whistle go in the penalty box, I'm usually fearful that it's a penalty. And penalties seem to be really, really soft in this game, certainly the ones I've come across. Right, half an hour on the clock. Stat-wise, we are in control of the game. Players are playing okay, no one really standing out. Vaughan only in 7.2 due to the goal. As we get a chance now maybe to break away, Logan, he's going to lose the ball here, isn't he? Plays the ball all the way back to Dawson, who will launch it up the park. No, he will give it straight to Aziz, and that how I was just about to say, and that is 1-0, but Aziz has missed that open goal. I'm glad he's not my player. I don't really know what Dawson was trying there, to be honest. Looks like Osho's not having a particularly good game today. Things are going well, but you are capable of better. I'm going to tell him I'm not happy. I know he's a youngster and that, but I think 6.5, we should be doing better than that. Okay, good team talk, guys. Get yourself out. We need another goal. 1-0 against a team at the top of the table with you is always a very, very fragile lead. And when you've got that much dominance of the ball and that many shots, got to take your chances. Logan with the corner, headed by Osho, and he makes up for his 6.5 from the first half with a goal 10 minutes into the second. He is very good in the air, Osho. You can see here it's a good leap and a strong header straight towards Czerny, just too strong for the keeper to keep it out. And 2-0 now puts us in a great position. Thistle now changing to 4-4-2, so they're going with two up top. Obviously weren't able to get the wide men, causing us enough problems. Jason Thompson is at 67% at the moment, but he is playing rather well. McGrandles at 6. To be honest, the way this squad is shaping up, we don't have an awful lot of options on the bench. So McGrandles might have been placed by Ian Davidson if Andy Rose had been in at the start, or Nicholas Patterson had been available, so we don't really have anyone there. Do you know what? I'm just going to go towards the end of the game with this. If anything really changes significantly, we can change it. But there's only 5 minutes left, and we've done fairly well. Harper, Stevenson, not really done anything significant, nor Davidson. McHatty's not had the greatest game in the left there. Might give Taylor Sinclair a go in the next game. That looks as though it's it. Absolutely vital early win against the favourites for this league. Let's give them some passionate, because that was pretty good going. Professional, definitely in control of the game, and we got our goals and we got our rewards, so that puts us 3 points clear of Thistle, still only 2 clear of Queen of the South, and 4 clear of Dumbarton. So it looks as though, yeah, I don't expect Dumbarton to really keep a title challenge going. I could be wrong, maybe their squad has improved, but certainly the squad I've seen from them at the start of the game, I wouldn't expect them to do a great deal. Stirling managing to get a 3-0 win against East Fife, that was big for them. They were only on 1 point, looked as though they were certainties for the drop, but managing to get a win. Liam Coogan's with a double. So guys, that puts us in a pretty good position in the league. Hopefully I can crack on with the league games, but having a look over the horizon here, Ross County in the Betfred Cup quarter final in our next game. I might just do a live com on that potentially, and we've also got Ballot as well. So maybe what I'll do, I'll come back for the next episode and do Ross County and Ballot in a cup special. 2 home games against 2 teams that potentially I should be looking to beat. Just remember here is, we are in the second tier of Scottish football. It's not quite the same as with Stirling. It wouldn't be the same giant killing if we put Ross County out, I wouldn't imagine. But yeah, those should be 2 good games, and I'll see you in the next episode. As I said, it's going pretty well. If you've liked this episode, if you think this season's going pretty well, let me know what you think. Give me a like, and until the next time, I'll see you when I see you.